All right, we have finally reached the NFL postseason. It's been a long, great season, a lot of great action, a lot of great teams, but it comes down to the postseason, obviously. We have the wild card round here. And the first game that's going to start this off, it's going to be a 4:30 kick to start off the postseason. It's going to be the Browns versus the Texans. And right now they have Cleveland at that minus 2.5 spread. Obviously, these teams met before at one point. The game was in Houston, like this one will be as well, as the Texans, obviously, with rookie CJ Stroud overperformed this year, and they ended up winning their division. And they have the home playoff game to the 4 seed. Uh, this is a game that I think is going to be a lot closer than people think, but I do expect the Browns to cover that 2.5 spread, and I think that they win 30-27. I just think that it's obviously going to be a lot closer game than it was that other week. Amari Cooper, they're probably not going to let him burn them the way he did last time, but I think the Browns are just too good at this point. They're just playing. Joe Flacco is just letting it rip out there. I think it's enough to beat the rookie, who's very inexperienced in CJ Stroud, and I think they win 30-27. Going on to the second game, Miami versus Kansas City. And this is an interesting matchup. Miami, obviously, they should be stunned that they didn't win that division. Obviously, that's a huge damper for them to not win that. It's very disappointing, but now they got to play Kansas City. And Kansas City, they've been a really inconsistent team. Their wide receiving core is really bad. It's kind of just Mahomes out there doing what he can, Pacheco doing what he can, Andy Reid trying to put together proper schemes, but they can't. If the receivers can't make plays, then it's going to look bad, but I think they do win this game. That the spread right now, Kansas City minus 3.5. I like them to cover. I like 24-17. Miami just seems like they shrink in big moments. That's what it's looked like to me so far. And I think Kansas City is going to take this one, unfortunately, for Miami. Then we go to an interesting game, the Steelers versus the Bills. And, this is a game where the Buffalo Bills have that, 10-point spread. You know, a lot of people expect the Steelers to be blown out, and a lot of me says that they will. A lot, I'm not doubting that they will, but there is that little part of me. You saw that game yesterday where the Bills just, they played pretty rough on offense. You forget they've won 5 in a row, but it's been a shaky team. Still expect them to win this game, not to cover though. I think it'll be a good defensive slugfish. Obviously, if TJ Watt doesn't play, it's going to be very tough for the Steelers to win the game, but I think it's going to be 10-17 Bills, and I think that they're gonna, Steelers are gonna cover their side of the spread. I just have a feeling because usually in those games where everybody thinks it's going to be a super beat down, usually they come to play, and Steelers, they're a physical team. They have a physical culture. The Bills, you know they've won 5 in a row, but it's been a shaky year, so I think it's 17-10 Bills. Then we go to the NFC slate of games. And we start off with Green Bay versus Dallas. Dallas has that negative 7.5 spread. Guys, I think that the Dallas Cowboys win this game big. I don't think the Packers should be in the postseason. They're kind of the odd man out of all these teams. Um, don't ex- don't expect it to be close. I expect this to be kind of similar to the game that Dallas Cowboys had last year against Tampa Bay, where they just kind of shellacked them the entire game. 28-7 is my prediction at this point. I think it's a big win for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the big question with the Cowboys is not what they do in this round, it's what are they going to do in the next round. So 28-7 Dallas Cowboys. Then we go to my first really debatable one today, and this is the Rams versus the Lions. You have Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit. Detroit kind of on this great run. People thought they'd be good. I don't think people thought that they'd be this good. Dan Campbell, what a story. But at the end of the day, the Detroit has a negative 3.5 spread. I think the Rams come in and I think they get this win. I think it's going to be a huge battle. But I think the Rams are just playing too well right now. You have Sean McVay, he's been there before. Stafford, Super Bowl quarterback, been there before. Maybe wants to, get a good win against this Lions team, who they haven't won a playoff game in quite a while. But I think that the Rams come in there and I think they find a way to win this game. It's going to be a bit of a shocker, but I think that is what's going to happen at this point. Then we go to the final game of the wild card round, and that's going to be the Eagles versus the Bucks. And I think that, A lot of me wants, Philadelphia's got a minus 2.5 spread. A lot of me wants to take the Bucks, and I would if it wasn't for this factor. I have the Eagles winning 24-20. The reason that I have this is because Baker Mayfield, he was limping the entire year. Tampa's also been wildly inconsistent. I know the Eagles have been 1-5 after that 10-1 start, but I think they find a way to win. I think it's very ugly. I think that's why the 24-20 is there. It's very ugly. This could easily be like, I did pick that number. I think they do cover the spread regardless, but it could be like a 31-27 kind of thing. But, I think it's going to be a really ugly game. Like I said, if Baker was fully healthy, I think I might take the Bucks as an upset. But, even with them healthy, they've been wildly inconsistent. Some weeks they look really good, some weeks they look really bad. So, and he's hurt. So, I think I like where I have them right now, and I think I like these picks. Um, Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content. I'll do the divisional round next week, but this is what I got for the wild card.